I'm going to be talking about golden rice for Nigeria. What do all of these things have in common? They're non-GMO project verified. Okay, but what does GMO even mean? Genetically modified organisms' genes have been engineered in the laboratory in order to favor the production of desired biological products. It's no secret that the global population is increasing, with the majority of people living in less developed countries. Well, those in developed countries, the same people opposed to GMOs, tend to suffer from overnutrition diseases like high cholesterol and obesity, while people in less developed countries suffer from undernutrition. While the idea of GMOs might seem uncomfortable to us, this biofortification through genetic engineering addresses the issues of global food security and inequality. In Nigeria, a project was introduced to genetically engineer rice to contain high levels of vitamin A, and this was introduced by Swiss researchers Dr. Petrikis and Bayer. What they do is they take 3 genes and they insert them into the rice grain cells. The resultant product is light yellow, hence the name golden rice. This leads to the question, how should the government regulate its production? The Nigerian government should subsidize the growing of golden rice, considering the positive health, safety, and economic implications. However, in this era, the effort to hold on to traditions often hinders this process of rapid modernization. Despite public concern, genetically modified ingredients are proven to be safe for consumption. Major food safety organizations, including the World Health Organization and others, have said that GMOs are safe to eat as foods, not GMO. Currently, the Nigerian famine is going on, and 5.2 million people are in need of food aid. According to the Norwegian Refugee Council, providing people with food is only a short-term solution. Because of the famine, 1 in 5 children in Nigeria will die from malnutrition if untreated. And compared to the 62,492 blind students in the U.S., 1.5 million children are blind in Nigeria. Now, why is this? It's because the famine has caused people to not get enough vitamin A, and if you don't get enough vitamin A, your vision, you might lose it. So being blind can drastically affect the quality of your life and the welfare of the nation. But most importantly, people shouldn't have to worry about dying from malnutrition to that extreme. Russell Rink, a scientist at the International Rice Research Institute, says that just a cup of golden rice every day is enough vitamin A for an adult. The cost for the Nigerian government to subsidize farmers to grow golden rice is no reason to delay the project. With higher yields and economic return, the farmers will be able to provide affordable rice for the impoverished, and the company Syngenta has promised to supply free seeds to farmers who make less than $10,000 a year. Additionally, the cost of distributing vitamin A capsules to people is way more expensive than fortification of golden rice, because distributing vitamin A capsules costs $5 billion in 10 years, while fortification of rice is only $4 million, and the farmers can just replant the seeds year after year. A common feeling among skeptics of this technology is just discomfort. However, Pamela Ronald explains in her TED Talk that nature is a much more chaotic interplay of genetic changes that have been happening all the time anyway. Similarly, Jabroer explains in his scientific article, The Secret Life of Plants, complex genetic processes like kin recognition and selection, and he says that there are many potential applications, especially for agriculture. Another argument is that GMOs violate the tradition of having small farmers grow many traditional crops, but in many cases, speakers of the languages Akha, Seri, and Tuvan must abandon their native tongue and consequently many traditions in order to find jobs and provide food for their families. As one can see, tradition unfortunately cannot always be the #1 priority. I'm not saying that tradition and culture aren't important, it's just that in this particular case, saving lives should be more important. And if you have better quality living and more lives, you can actually preserve tradition further. So overall, the challenge of getting golden rice into Nigeria not only involves overcoming scientific and economic hurdles, but having people see that this technology provides greater benefits than disruptions. So this is a quick summary, and then GM advocates should emphasize that biofortification is just one element of public health efforts in the third world and would be paired with other poverty reduction solutions such as these. The difficulty with all of these is, of course, the combined cost. Secondly, politicians must collaborate with scientists to communicate the findings that repeatedly confirm the safety of golden rice. Public opinion plays a powerful role in GMO legislation and could mean that fewer millions of people in the world have to die of starvation and malnutrition.
Alana, how did the stimulus materials inspire your original research?
So it was the theme that I got from Vanishing Voices, which is whether to hold on to tradition or expand and globalize. And that's obviously a really difficult dilemma because those things are both really important. And I knew about this topic of GMOs in developing countries before this, and I wanted to connect those two because they are so linked together. While this topic of golden rice is relatively new, I thought that I might be able to find some information about it. And obviously Secret Life of Plants talks about genetic processes, so that was really lucky for me to find that.
Awesome. And explain the level of certainty you have about your conclusion or solution to this issue.
I'm not that certain about this solution because I think that while there are a lot of benefits to golden rice in saving lives, it's not going to be a good solution if the people in Nigeria don't want it themselves, because that could cause a lot of problems with if people refuse to buy it and they think that it's unsafe. So other than these solutions that would be paired with golden rice, I think that reaching out to the local people, maybe having scientists answer questions about what this really means for them, that would help the most.
Awesome.